Segment 2, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at www.ntnm.org. Community policing, we're really big on that. CAPS24.org. Community policing is alive and well in the 24th District, and we want to thank Commander Roussel. We want to thank Sergeant Kane. And we want to thank, I'm forgetting names, so I'm not going to say them. So I don't want to get them wrong. This is my last interview of the day, and we started like around noontime. So it's been a long day. And of course, all our shows are available on YouTube. Sunny HTV. You can find them over there, or you can click on the pictures on the website to find the link. It is a pleasure to introduce you to, actually he's been on the show before, and he did a really good Marty Levinson, which you should catch at the beginning of the show. The 2010 Lisagor Award winner, 2011 finalist, and up for nomination for 2012, award-winning blogger, journalist, etc. And that's Stan Zoller. Stan, how you doing?
Good, Avi. I like the etc. That's the most important part, because you gotta be diverse in what you're doing.
Absolutely, and you're definitely we were just talking about more subjects than I can possibly imagine just now. So there definitely was diversity, and we're not just talking the ethnicity of the neighborhood either.
No, there's a lot going on. Which makes blogging so much fun is you can pick and choose what you want to write about. My one blog that I focus on in Buffalo Grove is called Gagging in the Grove. And you can find it at Zoller on Buffalo Grove at blogspot.com, or just do a Google search, I pop up. And I also blog for Chicago Now, something called Anything Goes. It opens it up, and then blog, who knows what I'll blog about. And I only blog, when the spirit moves me. I don't try and do it every day, because when you force it, it just doesn't work. So have a good time, look at local politics, look at issues that make no sense to me, and says, this doesn't make sense. And try to just have a spin on them, have some fun with it.
Yeah, Krauthammer only writes one column a week, and George will too.
Okay, I'm not in that league, but it's a good role model.
Yeah, I happen to like both of those in particular, but in any event, well, I love Krauthammer in Israel. That's terrific stuff. Speaking of Israel and Jewish stuff, you were mentioning to me like there's all these interesting Jewish developments in sports around here.
Around here we do. Of course, we've got the new Bears coach, Mark Trustler, who's Jewish. And that's one of the first things people tell me, because I'm not a Bears fan. The Bears got a new coach, and he's Jewish. And I said, well, tell me about his coaching philosophy. And then you have Aaron Lieberman, who's a freshman out at Northwestern University. He's an Orthodox Jewish young man who's going to, I don't know if he's going to play his freshman year, if he's going to redshirt, but he will be, I think, only the second player in Division I basketball to wear yarmulke while he plays.
Wow.
And he's also going to wear tzitzis. And my sources tell me that Northwestern's going to work with him. If they've got a Friday game, we're going to fly him in Thursday, have him stay close so he can walk to the arena. I guess he's going to play on Shabbos, but they're being very respectful of it. And that's really great to see out of any organization, respect someone's personal religious beliefs. The concern I have is when things go south with the Bears, and of course he hasn't even played coached his first game yet, that they'll point the finger, well, Jewish coach, they may not understand it. So that's going to become first and foremost. But Marv Levy's coach, and he was pretty successful. Yeah. And the Bears have had some pretty good.
That's right, from South Shore too.
Yeah, South Shore Hyde Park.
He went to South Shore High School.
Okay.
That I know.
Yeah, and the Bears have been good. I mean, still their greatest quarterback was Sid Luckman.
Correct.
And I think Irv Kupsnett played for the Bears at one point.
I don't know if he played for the Bears. He only actually played 1 year. He was Jack Brickhouse's color man for the football games.
For a long time.
And yeah, his famous line was, "Yeah, great run, Jack. Back to you."
And the lively art of conversation in later years.
He was also a referee in the NFL.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll see what goes on.
And he actually wrote a Jewish column for the Sentinel.
There you go, diversity man. So we'll see where it goes with these high-profile Jewish athletes, and hopefully the Jewish community, I'm sure they will embrace them. They did with the offensive guard, Gabe Carini, who's Jewish, and I know their punter, not being a Bears fan, I can't think of the punter's name, but also Jewish. So
Robbie Gold is Jewish?
No. Robbie Gold's not on the team anymore.
Oh, I know the punter. He's actually got hurt at the end of the year. He's really good.
Yeah. Robbie Gold is a place kicker. Yeah.
Right, Robbie Gold's a place kicker, but I can't think of the punter's name, but he's excellent. I mean, he places the ball extremely well. It's Robbie Gold that got hurt. And
then the punter did too, I think, at the end. So I think the punter did too. But again, I don't follow the Bears that much. So we'll see how it goes. The big story they did on Gabe Carini last year was at Hanukkah, how he likes his latkes, and his mother used to deep fry him. I go, okay, fine. Is this really why we want our athletes positioned? And hopefully the Jewish community will embrace them, and they'll give back to the community as a role model for these kids outside of just being athletes. And that's
he was actually the feature attraction last year at the Lubavitch Lag-Bomer thing in Old Orchard.
Can't imagine why. Who, Carini?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's supposed to be a great guy, recovering from knee surgery. He's having a little bit of trouble on blocking people, but
well, one of the things I heard is run blocking was okay, his pass blocking wasn't. But the real problem with him is apparently because of the knee surgery, he lost weight during that time that he didn't put back on. So they were saying that even though he was listed at 310, he only weighed about 285, and that's just too small to be an offensive lineman. Nowadays,
you look at the size of some of the defensive lines that are going on, even the offensive lines. I know they talk about San Francisco's offensive line. Average weight is 325 or something like that. I don't know, or it might be bigger. So
it wouldn't surprise me. I remember when there was only one 300. Big Daddy Liscombe was the only 300-pounder in football, and Gene Parker was second at 285 pounds. And the average, you could have linemen who were 240 pounds, and 250 was a decent size.
Keyword was, now they're nothing.
Yeah,
at that size.
No, absolutely nothing. Now it's steroids and nutrition and workouts and steroids and whatever else.
It's the game has changed.
Very
big
much
time,
so.
Big time. So.
Very much so. So, well, first of all, so when people want to see your blog, they go to.
You can do Zoller on buffalogrove.blogspot.com.
Okay.
And that'll take you to Gagnon Grove about Buffalo Grove. And if you go to chicagonow.com, you can do a search for Anything Goes or for my last name, Zoller, Z-O-L-L-E-R. And it'll take you to the link, and you can see kind of what I've been blogging about.
Cool. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we met over on Facebook over, I don't know if it was Facebook, but you know what? I wrote something about Lisa Schumann Stone.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, with her stuff, which is actually, I mean, she's an unbelievably good promoter. It is the third best watched show in our history. So she's got like 4,200 views. By the way, we do have a show with over 100,000 views, which was The Deep Tunnel. But there is no individual guest that got more views than her. But she's promoting it like, I had to finally take her off my Facebook feed. I shouldn't say that because I couldn't anymore.
Yeah, well, Lisa's still very passionate about a couple of her causes, and she was back in the news for a call she made to the village board president. And that, puts her in the limelight a little bit. And unfortunately, always for a positive thing because she is very very strong-willed about promoting causes. And, it's unfortunate. That's why people, want to read about Lisa Stone. But
well, she's pretty, too, and that counts.
Well, I suppose I don't think that's why people look for it, unfortunately, but that's
no, that's not. People don't look deliberately for it, but a cause helps. And one thing I'll tell you, if there's two people running for office and one of them's pretty and one of them's not, the pretty one almost always wins.
Depends on the race. Depends who, Beauty's the eye of
if a Republican good looker was running against a Democratic alderman who was ugly as sin, the Republicans not in Chicago, then it's a no winner.
Yeah,
definitely. So anyway, anything you're looking to do journalistically in the future?
What I'm working on right now is a lot with journalism education, especially in the areas of news literacy and applying critical thinking skills to news media, especially if, both scholastic and collegiate journalists. They're interested in journalism. I see a lot of people say, we got to really work with InDesign, which is a design program, and make our papers look good. The content's not there.
Yeah.
And they got to sit back and think. And I spent 2 weeks this summer out of Stony Brook University for the Center of News Literacy and looking at ways to really enhance this and make people realize that the news they get, how good is it? And how balanced is it? How viable is the information? How accountable is the reporter going to be? And how independent is it? And we really need to work with our young journalists so they can sit back and say, oh, I didn't know that because, I got something on Twitter, I got something on social media. I said, people say, well, you got to practice social journalism. Well, that's a delivery system.
Yeah.
You can wash and wax your car all you want, but if you don't take it to the mechanic and it doesn't run, is that still a good car?
Yeah.
So we really are trying to focus working with schools and teaching news literacy and getting kids to think, oh, you're right, we got to really be, balance it out.
People don't even begin to realize how pointed the press can be, and how art, it didn't always used to be that way. Of course, there's always the Hearst School of Yellow journalism I used to subscribe to, but there's an awful lot going on that just is misrepresentation at best. In any event, we're out of time. So I want to thank you very much,
No
Steve
problem.
Zoller. Check out his blog. Sonny Hirsch, my entire tech crew, thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.